Hi, welcome to the Crafts channel. I'm Stuart Hillard. Now, in today's video, I want to demystify a little bit something which a lot of knitters admire, but are a bit intimidated by, and that's cabling. You get beautiful cable projects, traditional Aran sweaters, beautiful blankets and home deck projects that feature these wonderfully sort of twisted stitches that look really complicated but are actually deceptively simple. You've got things like a basic twisted cable here. Here you've got a stag's horn cable, but would you believe both cables use exactly the same stitches? And I'm going to show you what those stitches are right now. Now, I'm using double pointed needles and needles on a cable, a circular needle for this, but you can use ordinary straight pins. It's not an issue. Now, one of the simplest cable techniques and the most commonly used is cable back and cable forward, and they're abbreviated as CB, cable back, and CF, cable forward. And that's what you've got demonstrated in these two cables here. And essentially, they're what twist the stitches. So now I'm going to start my cable pattern. And in my pattern, it says cable 6 back, or C6B. So what that means is you're going to put the first 3 stitches at the back of the work and work on the front 3 stitches. So I've got, well, this is part of a circular needle set. You could use a double pointed needle. You could use a cable needle for this. And what you're going to do is you're going to slip the next 3 stitches onto that needle. 1, 2, 3. And the pattern says cable back, so we leave them at the back of our work. So then pick up your working yarn, ignore those stitches that are hanging at the back on the needle, and knit the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So now what I need to do is I need to deal with those 3 stitches that are still there hanging on the back on that cable needle. So I'm going to slide the stitches to the other end, and then I'm going to use this as my left hand needle, and I'm going to knit those 3 stitches. So basically we've swapped the order that we knit those stitches in. And if you look on the front now, that has created a twist because we've brought this half of the stitches over and these half of the stitches behind. That's my cable 6 back. Now I've got 2 purl stitches in the center that just separate the cables. And then on the other side, my twists are going in the opposite direction because they're cable forward. So I'm going to use the same process. I've got my double pointed needle. I'm going to slip the first 3 stitches onto that cable needle. 1, 2, 3. But this is cable forward. So I'm going to leave them at the front of my work. Here's my working stitches, and I'm going to knit 3 of them. Just ignore that needle that's got the 3 stitches on. Just let it sit at the front of your work. So there's my 3 stitches. And now I'm going to move the stitches to the other end of the cable needle, and I'm going to knit them. Get rid of that needle now. And now you can see that what's happened is I've created a twist. This time it's twisting the other way. I've moved these stitches over to here and these stitches underneath the back. Last little bit is just to purl 4 stitches. So that's the worked row. That's the row that's got stuff going on in it. The rest of these cables are literally just knit and purl. So working on the wrong side now, I'm going to knit 4. That's the back of that reverse stocking stitch. And then the actual cable part. Now it's just stocking stitch. It's all knitted at the front, so it's all purled on the back. Some of the stitches might look and feel a little bit different to normal because they've been twisted, but that's fine. You'll get used to that. Knit the 2 stitches in the center. Back to purling again, purling 6. That's working across the back of the cable. That's the last one. And then knit the last 4. Remember, that's the back of the stocking stitch. And what that's done now is it's kind of relaxed the cable a little bit. The twist isn't right on the needle itself, and you can start to see. Now, what happens from here on up to the next bit of cabling is just purling, knitting across the cable, purling in the center, knitting again, and purling at the end. So it's just knits and purls. Same on the reverse. And working back and forth, 4 or 5 rows, maybe more if you want a longer cable. That's just creating the body of the cable, this part right here in between the twists. Now this cable, there's a twist every 6th row, but other cables may be different. But that's how simple it is to cable. It's just putting some stitches onto a double pointed needle or a cable needle and holding them at either the front of the work or at the back. It's really no harder than that. I hope you've enjoyed this little tutorial on the Crafts channel. Do remember to subscribe to the channel and also click the bell so you get a notification every time we put a new video up. Until next time, happy cabling. I will see you again.